Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of B-17 Queen of the Skies. I'm really glad to see we're still alive. I gotta say that the longest I've survived on my own campaigns is actually mission 6. I have played it only a few times, but the first time I got killed in mission 1, second campaign I got killed in mission 2, third campaign I got killed in mission 6. So yeah, we're in mission 7 now, and let's try not to jinx us anything further. We are lucky we still have our original plane, that is Heaven's Way. We have our original crew, Johnny P as the bombardier, Rick Tor as navigator, Daniel Nemi as your pilot, Rodrigo Buffett for your co-pilot, Ron Lee Ermy as your engineer, Tom Martin as your radio operator, Angus Young as your ball turret gunner, Malcolm Young as your port waist gunner, Cliff Williams as your starboard waist gunner, and tail gunner is Bon Scott. This is mission 7, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll for our mission on the green 2 chart. And roll 6, and that is going to be one of the harder missions. That is going to be a mission in, see here, Rouen, and Rouen is over here. So that is going to be our first time going all the way to Zone 4. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Let's roll for our B-17 position. And roll a 3. I don't know if that is a good... that is the middle. Ooh, we're lucky. And now we look for a squadron position. We would like a roll of 3 or 4 here. We roll a 6. That is going to be low. That means we're going to have a +1 to our roll for fighter waves in each of these zones. This is going to be a tough one, guys. So for Rowan, if we look at green 11, log gazetteer, -2 in our first zone turns into a -1 with our squadron position. -1 in zone 3 turns into 0 with our squadron position. And in the designated zone, zone 4, we are going to have a +1. It's a 0 usually, but a +1 with our squadron position. Rowan is here in zone 4. That is as far maximum extent of fighter cover. So we are still going to have fighter cover. But yeah, this is gonna be a tough one, my friends. Okay, so we start by taking off into zone 1. And so far, so good. I love Zone 1. But then we go to Zone 2, and immediately things are going to get more dangerous. The first thing we're going to do is roll for friendly fighter cover. So roll on the G5 chart. And roll 4, that is going to be fair fighter cover. And then we roll for the enemy waves with a -1 to a roll on buff 1. And roll 4 turns into 3. That means we are immediately going to have to face one squadron. Enemy squadron 12. That is 2 109s, high and 9 level. So we note here 12. And we go to battle. And we roll for our fighter cover. Today we have at this location fair cover. So we roll and hope to get a 5 or a 6. We get a 5. That means we drive both of these guys away. So first wave was rather easily won. We scratched a 12 and we move on to the next zone. So we move on into zone number 3. Remember, this is how as far as we've ever been. And we have to roll again for fighter cover. Roll 4, so again we have fair fighter cover. And now we roll on B1 again. We're used to rolling on B2 because normally the target is in zone 3, but this time it's not, so it's B1. And roll a 6, no modifiers here, so that is going to be 2 enemy squadrons. First one is going to be 63. That's 3 190s. And second wave, we roll 22. That is going to be 2 110s. 22. But we deal with 63 first. Alright, we got fuck wolves coming at us from high, 1:30, 12 o'clock, 10:30. We cannot use spray fire anywhere. Let's hope we get a really good roll now for the fighter cover. Not really, we roll 2 with fair cover. That is not going to help us at all. Come on, couldn't we have at least gotten a roll of 3? But nope. Let's see what we can fire at 10:30 high. We can fire top turret, port cheek, and port waist. So we shall fire the port waist gun. And 12 o'clock high, we can fire the nose and top turret. And at 1:30 high, we can fire top turret, starboard cheek, and starboard waist. So we fire the starboard waist and starboard cheek. See, we still haven't fired the top turret. Let's see, 1:30 high. 10:30 high, I mean. We could fire that port cheek gun at him, but we cannot fire that while we also fire the starboard cheek gun. We will go with the top turret. Okay, so let's see how this goes. We roll for pilot status first, left to right. First guy is an average, middle pilot is average, and right pilot is green. So that's at least some good news we have. We go ahead and mark off our ammunition use. Port waist gun, top turret, nose, port starboard cheek, and starboard waist. Okay, this is gonna be hard. So first fire here comes from port waist. That is Malcolm Young. He needs a 6 to hit. He hits. I can't believe it. Well done. Let's see what damage he does. We have a +1 to roll because it's a 190. So let's hope we get a roll of 6. We have a -1 to roll. And we get 3, that turns into a 2. So he continues, but he has a -1. Top turret is going to be fired by the engineer, Ronald D. Ermy. Needs a 6. Nope. Nose gun is fired by Johnny P., our navigator. He needs a roll of 6. Almost, Johnny. Almost. Then we have the green gunner here. And we fire with the starboard waist, Cliff Williams. He needs a roll of 5 or 6. And he rolls a 5, so he hits. We roll for damage. We have a -1 to roll. Roll 4, turns into 3. Still manages to get him to break off, and a -2. Starboard cheek gun. And that is going to be, starboard cheek. That is going to be then the navigator shooting. And our navigator, Rick Tor, usually doesn't shoot. So we'll see how it goes. He needs a roll of 5 or 6. 4. So yep, that's unfortunate. Okay, so let's get rid of these markers since we have ceased fire. So let's go ahead and roll for the fire. First, the fuck wolf here coming in at 10:30 high. He needs a roll of 5 or 6, but he has a -1 to his roll. He rolls 6, so it becomes a 5. So he even manages to hit with his modifiers. We have to roll to see how many hits. We roll a 6 at 10:30. That is going to be 1 hit. And the hit from 10:30 is going to be, he rolls a 4. That is going to be superficial damage. Whew, okay, but he hits, so that means he will be coming back. And then we roll for this guy. He needs also a 5 or 6 to hit. He rolls 5, so he hits. He rolls 10. So his hit is going to make 2 hits. So I'll note it here before it becomes too much for me. 12 o'clock high, 2 hits. So the first hit that he gets will be 12. That is going to be walking hits, fuselage. We see it's noted with an A. A means the hits in the following. Let's see here. It means hits in the following: nose, pilot compartment. Let's write PC. Bomb bay. We'll do BB. Radio room. We do RR. Waist and tail. So that's a lot of hits that we gotta we gotta deal out now. So we'll do them. We'll do them one by one. First, we have the nose. So we get our pink chart, pink 1, and roll 2d6. We roll 5. That means co-pilot. Co-pilot has been hit, and we have to roll for wounds. And this is the second time that Rodrigo Buffett gets hit. We roll on B14, and we hope we don't get a 6. We roll a 4, poor guy. That means he's seriously wounded, he cannot continue his duties, and he may not bail out. So we go ahead and find a seriously wounded marker, and we put it on the co-pilot over here. And that means we have at least taken the hit for the nose. Then we have the pilot compartment. We look at pink 2. And we roll 8. That is going to be the top turret. Okay, and roll a d6 again. And roll 6. That means guns inoperable and engineer for wounds. So our top turret is currently broken. So I'll take the top turret MG and just turn it to its blank side. And then our engineer, who is our top gunner, Ronald Lee Emery, has to roll on the wounds table. That is blue 1-4. And he rolls a 1, so he's just lightly wounded. And he can continue to serve, so we put a light wound marker on him. And that's the pilot compartment. We got the bomb bay, pink 3. And we roll 4. 4 is going to be rubber rafts. If plan lands in water, roll on table G10 is -2. So we note here rubber rafts out. And that was the bomb bay. We now have the radio room. And we found the radio room on P4. Pink 4, free as intercom system out. So to see the effect for roll of 4 on instruments table B12. So that means we can actually abandon the bomb run now, but I'm not going to do that because that forces us to get out of formation and all of that's bad stuff. So not going to do that. Now we have to roll for damage to waist. We've done the radio room. Roll 2d6 and roll 10. That is going to be waist gunners. So both of my waist gunners now has to roll for wounds on the blue 1-4. So first of all, we roll for Malcolm Young. And he is lightly wounded. So we take a light wound marker here on put on Malcolm Young. Then we have our starboard waist gunner. He's Cliff Williams. And also free, so he is also lightly wounded. So we're running out of light wound markers now. And that's the waist. And then finally we have to roll also for the tail on pink 6. And roll a 4. And that's tail guns inoperable. So we take the tail guns, and that's unfortunate because this guy was attacking from 12 o'clock. So we could have fired the tail guns at him on his way out. Okay, so I told you things were going to end badly. So this guy moves on, and we still have this guy to roll for. He will hit us from 130 on a roll of 5 to 6, but he's not going to be able to hit us on anything other than 6 because of his modifier. We're also free, so at least the green pilot does not get us. And unfortunately for us, we have no good fighter cover. We have fair, and we rolled a 2. So that means we are not gonna get to remove any of these. We have to roll now on chart buff 6 to see their new positions, left to right. We roll 6, that is gonna be 1030 level. And for the other guy, we roll 6, so he's also coming from 1030 level, so both of them do. Let's see what we can do at 1030 level. Only the port cheek guns can be fired, so we'll use them at this target. And we mark off, not on the chart, but on the mission chart here. Let's see here, port cheek. And to hit with these, I am gonna need a roll of 6. Johnny P is firing. He rolls 2, so he misses. And we roll for our Germans. So this guy rolls with a -1. So he needs to hit, he needs a roll of 6. He rolls 2, so he does not hit. And that means that he will also not get a successive hit. And actually, that is the only one I think we should have rolled for. No, it's not. Because he did hit, but it was superficial damage. And then next guy, he will hit on a 5 or a 6. He rolls 4. Pooh! And that means we get rid of those. But it still doesn't mean we make it, because we still have one wave, wave 22, to bring on the table. 12 o'clock low and 10:30 low. These are 1/10s. I haven't met them very often, so I don't really know how good they are. We get to roll again for fighter cover. Let's hope we get a 3 or higher this time. We roll a 3, so that's acceptable. That means we drive one of them away. Let's see which one we would like to drive away. Let's see, 10:30 level. We get rid of the 10:30 level one. And 12 o'clock, sorry, 10:30 low one. And the 12 o'clock low, we're hitting with the ball turret and the nose. And we roll for pilot status. We roll 7, so he's an average. To hit with the ball turret and nose, we need a roll of 6, and we will mark the ammo. Ball turret 1 box, nose 1 box. We need a roll of 6. Come on, ball turrets. 2, nose. 5, close. Okay, so to hit us now at 12 o'clock low, the German needs a roll of 5 or 6. He rolls 3, and that is at least some good news. We need more good news here. That means we're survived attack, and that means we survived that fighter wave. And I'm thinking now actually that we should drop out of it, because our intercom is out. I should write that too. Intercom out. So they can't talk to each other, meaning I'm not going to be able to put my bombs on the target. Okay, so after careful thinking about what to do, it just doesn't make sense for me to go on. We were in zone 3, by the way, because we have the damage of the intercom. We have 3 light wounds and a serious wound on the co-pilot. So yeah, we're gonna turn around. We're gonna drop out of formation. That is gonna have some effects. So first of all, we turn around and we roll now for fighter cover in zone 3 on our way back. Roll 4. That's fair cover. Would have hoped for 6. So the thing that happens now is we're scratching the middle formation, and we enter out of formation. And that means we are automatically going to get a Messerschmitt at 12 o'clock level for each enemy wave. I mean, in addition to the ones we rolled for. And then the squadron position here is scratched out, so at least we get rid of the -1. That means we're going to have a -2 in zone 3. and -1 here. I mean that we get rid of the +1. So at least that is one good thing. Other than that, the negative thing that's going to happen is enemy planes are going to get 3 attacks even if they miss. So successive attack after successive attack. It's kind of brutal. And we have to roll one last time here in zone 3. And we have a -1 to the roll. So we hope to roll a 3 or lower now. Otherwise we're kind of screwed. Let's see what we get. We roll a 2. No combat. Okay, so we're a lonely B-17. We're super scared because if enemy fighters show up, we're going to have a bad time. We have zone 2 with a -2 to our roll. Let's hope we roll 4 or lower. We roll 6. A roll of 6 turns into a roll of 4. That is going to be 1 enemy wave. The enemy wave is 66. That is actually a random event. That is pretty funny that actually happens now when things are so bad. So let's hope that it's a positive random event. So random events, as you can see here, can be everything from engine failure to bad Luftwaffe communications. So let's go ahead and roll to see what happens. I'm a little bit scared. 4, that is going to be loose formation. Roll to determine enemy fighter waves in zone on table B1 or B2 is a +1. So then that doesn't really bother us. So I mean that would have been very bad on our way out. What we are going to do now is add +1 to the B1 and B2 chart. And that's all right with us because I'm just going to write it just to have it because I want to remember everything that happened. So loose formation. So basically our bomber, loses its formation, but it's kind of nonsense now because we're not in a formation, we're alone. But, we're super lucky because that roll of 66 saved us. We have no combat. We get back into zone 1, we roll for weather. And, we have bad weather now. So we attempt to land with the bad weather. We note here, bad. So for our rolling now for landing, we're going to have a -2. So look at G9, landing on land. We roll 7, that's all right. It becomes a 5, 2 to 12. Crew and B-17s are safe. So unfortunately now we have our co-pilot, Rodrigo Buffett, who has a serious wound, the poor guy. We have to roll to see what happens with that. On a roll of 1 only, he will be able to fly with us again. On a roll of 2 to 5, he recovers, but he may not fly any more missions. And on a roll of 6, he is killed in action. Rodrigo, please, I want to see a 1. He rolls a 2. That is rather unfortunate because that means Rodrigo is out and someone else will be in. And Rodrigo was on his 7th mission, so he was not far away from getting that modifier. But co-pilot Rodrigo will scratch his name here with the red pencil to show that he is out. That is his 2nd wound because he was lightly wounded another time. And let's look at this table here. Unfortunately, bomb run is 0%, so this is another draw. We did not drop our bombs, but we're still alive, everyone. And the bomber is still secure. So that is another draw for us. Really sad. Let's look at the wounds here. Yes, our co-pilot Rodrigo is sent home due to his serious wounds. I'm gonna note it here on the after action report, co-pilot SW. And then we have our engineer. He is lightly wounded, so that is no effect. We have our port waste gunner, lightly wounded. And then we have our starboard waist gunner, lightly wounded. And tail gunner is okay, but the tail gunner, the tail guns are out. So a lot of bad things happened in this mission. We got 1 serious wound, 3 light wounds. We got rubber rafts out, intercom out, loose formation, and we got tail guns broken, inoperable. So it feels more like a defeat than a victory, but it is neither. It is a draw. So we're still winning the campaign. This is mission 7, and we have 1 victory. So that makes us still on the plus side. Okay, so I hope you stop by for the next mission. Next mission is going to be mission number 8. So we have flown 7 missions. That means we have 18 remaining. Yeah, we're going to need a new co-pilot. I already have one in mind on the roster list. We thank you, Rodrigo Buffett. Thank you for this time. Thank you for sticking with us. And sorry to see you go home, but you're going home to take care of the family. And you have to think about us and pray about us. You know, we're in the sky fighting the good war to liberate Europe. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, I would be so happy to see you subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Commenting and liking the video also helps out rather much. So if you have time to do that, it would be cool. Let me know what you thought of this episode, or there's something I could do to improve the episodes perhaps. Let me know, guys. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next time.